Hey everybody, Dr. Ray Blue here, and this is my movie review of Mr. Nobody, directed by Jaco van Dormael and starring Jared Leto, Diane Kruger, Toby Regbo, Juno Temple, and others. Set in the year 2092, we are introduced to Nemo Nobody, a 118-year-old man who will be the last man to die of old age because science of the future is able to endlessly renew cells, allowing humans to essentially be immortal. In this future, there is no record of Nemo, however, and thus he is a mystery to all. While being interviewed by a journalist, Nemo recalls his life in contradicting stories, recounting 3 primary times in his life: the divorce of his parents and having to choose who he will live with, falling in love as a teenager, and finally being married as an adult. All 3 events are told with different outcomes. Nemo says that the contradictions are due to his ability to remember different possible futures for himself. He explains that he acquired this ability because children know everything that will happen to them in life before they're born. However, their memories are erased by the Angels of Oblivion. Nemo was missed by these angels and thus is able to recall all the possible life scenarios. He tells the various stories of his life, when he lived with his mother or lived with his father, and how the difference resulted in him falling in love with 3 different girls and growing up to marry each one, with the varying outcomes depending on the choices he made throughout life. Exploring the butterfly effect and humanity being subject to both chance and consequences of choices, the story of the film itself is rather complex, with multiple layers and varying possibilities of narrative mixed up. However, overall, the film is an amazing tale of love and consequences that choices inevitably have on our lives. The film has a surreal and dreamlike feel through it, and while all the versions of his life are told without certainty for the viewer, all are real enough to learn lessons from, and Nemo himself has seemed to have learned a moral lesson from all of them as well. Sprinkled throughout are also a series of scientific insights cleverly explained by Nemo that gives subtle insights into the story he recalls. Everyone in the cast does a very good job. Leto's performance is fantastic as both elderly and adult Nemo. Toby Regbo as the teenage Nemo, and Juno Temple as his teenage love Anna also give standout performances. Sarah Polley, who plays one of Nemo's adult wives, Elise, does a good job as a mentally unstable woman. Reese Ifans, I believe how you say it, who plays Nemo's father, also does a wonderful job conveying the loving father while also adding a bit of dark comic relief that was very enduring. The film has various tones and shifts genres from a heartfelt romance one moment to a fascinating science fiction the next. Always interesting and with characters that are well formed, the film has a good pace and offers a clever story of soul searching and the possibilities of our choices and where they take us in life. At times the narrative can be a bit cluttered and schizophrenic almost, but that also plays pretty well with the nature of the film and its overall moral. It respects its audience while also leaving the viewer confused at times, trying to sort out Nemo's incoherent recollection of his life. The film is quite visually stunning and shot beautifully. While the special effects could have likely used a bigger budget, they are believable and the movie does well enough with the CGI and its set design. All in all, it is a sharp and vivid looking film that keeps a dreamlike feel that leaves the viewer pondering just what is real and what's just in Nemo's head. With an amazing soundtrack that includes songs by the Eurythmics, the Pixies, and others, the music all fits very well with the film's narrative and provides a sweet and often haunting backdrop for the story. Mr. Nobody is a great sci-fi romance that hasn't gotten nearly the attention it deserves. I highly recommend watching the film. Look for it on Netflix now, or get yourself a copy of the film to own. While it's not a movie for everyone, it's well worth seeing and would make a fine addition to any home movie collection worth its salt. Thank you for watching. Please comment below with your thoughts. Don't forget to subscribe, tell your friends, and help spread the madness.